So it is Wednesday night. Feels like it's been a while, and such a long while. I don't even have a wine glass in front of me. So I'm gonna talk a little bit and then open this wine bottle, and go get a wine glass. So just going with old 20-year-old Spätlese German Riesling that I have a ton of. Nothing new there. But I did go to two stores recently, one down in Maryland and one actually tonight that I haven't gone to in a long time. And they had a lot of really well-priced wines as well as, some other cool wines. They had a lot of Rioja from Lopez de Heredia, which is always nice to see and very well priced. None of the whites. If I see any of the Lopez de Heredia Rioja whites, the Viura grape, which I think is also, it's another synonym for Viura, I forget right this minute. I want to say Macabeo, I could be dead wrong. But if I ever see any of those whites, buying them out of whatever they are. They're just that good, but now really becoming difficult to find. So I'm gonna get a wine glass. So I made a left turn and I Coravin something that I've been wanting to try forever, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but in no really particular order did I buy any of these. Well, meaning the stores I went to. I'm not going to do it in which store I bought what. I'll just go through the wines. Two different stores. So a Vajra, GD Vajra, Longue, Nebbiolo. So I'm always looking for a bargain. Nebbiolos, I forget what this costs, probably in the $25 range. I like the producer. I think their $40 Barolo is fantastic. This is from Longue, so the region as a whole. Barolo is within Longue, and this is going to be less aging, but it's got the Albiza glass. Could be made a little traditionally. We'll see how it is. I had a recent Longue, I think it was $30 from Princeton Corks or something in that range, and it was fantastic, and I really, really enjoyed it. One of the better ones I've had. So this might look familiar, but this is not the same wine, meaning same producer, different wine. This is the Tenuta della Terranura at Narosso, but it is from a single vineyard. I've had the San Lorenzo. It was about $60, my favorite Narosso that I've ever had. This is Fudo de Mezzo Il Quadro della Rose. And it's not a rosé, but I don't know anything about this one. 14.5% alcohol. Just a single vineyard, I'm sure, within Etna Rosso, and $36. This should have been 50 or 60. So for 36, I think an incredible bargain from that store. So that's gonna be something special, especially for the price. And if it's good, I'll be definitely buying more. I think I have the receipt of one of the stores. So I always am looking for the Aglianico grape, Tarossi, Aglianico del Vorture. This is Irpina Aglianico. It was an inexpensive one, 15% alcohol. I'm expecting sort of a fuller body Aglianico here, and I'm just going to try it. I've never had it. So the producer, Irpina, 2017, so a little bit of age on it as well. We'll see. I have high hopes. Never seen that bottling. I think that one was from the store in Maryland. This is not Deja Vu, Chateau Meunier, 2020, Saint Estèphe. I had this recently. It was fantastic. I think I paid $33, $10 less than I paid. This wine for $33. This tastes like $50, $60 Bordeaux to me, or $50, $60 wine, and this costs $33, but it's typically in the 40s. So again, an incredible bargain from the store I was at today, and looking forward to, well, I already know what it tastes like. I think it was the 2020 vintage I also had, but I don't 100% remember. Australian orange wine, you don't see many of these. It looks more probably like a rosé. This is 80% Pinot Gris, 18% Traminer, 2% Riesling, and it's grown in Adelaide Hills. I know nothing about it. It's called Project K, the GTR 2021. It's got floaters. You can't really tell. Well, maybe from that angle. So absolutely orange wine, extended skin contact wine. So we'll see how this this tastes. I've been exploring some of the oranges. Some are better than others. Not 1,000% sure if it is my category. I know I've been saying that over and over, but I'm still on the fence. Love this wine. One of my favorites from Italy, Titolo. And Elena Fucci. This is an Aglianico di Volturre. So, but this wine is amazing. I think it's $40. For $40, this wine is just unbelievable. And it has just layers and layers of flavor. It is bold and full-bodied, but it's got an herbal component. It's got the blackberry. It's got so many layers. It's got so much tannin. This could stand up to so much stuff. Anytime I see this one, I feel like I have to just buy one, just to have 2 or 3 in my cellar. I'm not gonna buy a ton of them. They're not for an everyday. They're very concentrated and very big and bold, elegant as well in a sense, but fantastic wine nonetheless. I love it. Aglianico di Volturre is a great bargain type of red wine. That's $40. I know I just said it's bargain and that's 40. That's not really bargain, but if you could find other expressions, like this Aglianico, I think it's like 25. That's not Volturre, but still, made from the Aglianico grape. So this is what I just Coravin, and this is made by some nuns, by nuns in Italy, and this is their orange wine, Coenobium Ruscum, and it's got all this writing on it. I don't even remember the blend. Lazio, so it's from Lazio. It's an IGT, Bianco, white, 2022. Is there anything else worth? Oh, here it is. The denominations of are here. Trebbiano 45, Malvasia 35, Verdicchio 20, and I think, well, besides being made by nuns, I'm pretty sure they got help from Paulo Bea, a very famous wine producer in Italy, but I am not 100% sure. So I Coravined a little of it. I've been dying to try this wine. When I read an article about nuns making this orange wine, they have a red wine too, but this is their white. Oh yeah, that smells like funk. That is funky smelling. Oh, before I had this, I also bought a Greek natural white from Citico White, and it smelled horrible, like sulfur, and it smelled terrible, but it tasted great. That was probably the biggest 180 from nose aroma to palate I've ever had on a wine. It smelled horrible, and then it really tasted great, and it was really I hate to use it was a fun wine, but I really enjoyed it, and I drank the whole bottle in a sitting. It wasn't super high alcohol. It was actually pretty low alcohol, which I did appreciate, so I could drink it in a sitting on a weekend. This is 13%, this orange, but anyway, that was another wine, but I already finished it, so I don't have anything to show, but very, very cloudy, a lot of sediment. This has an interesting aroma. I am trying to put this was in the refrigerator, so probably too cold, but this has a familiar aroma, but I can't put my finger on it yet. Gosh, it's very familiar. It's some apricot, for sure. That's definitely in there. Mandarin peel. Kind of like an old mandarin peel. Because mandarin peel any orange peel, mandarin peel over time kind of loses a little bit of its aroma, effervescence. I feel like, and I say that because I have an old orange in my fridge. Last night I made a cocktail and I peeled a little bit, and it lacked some of the intensity that it normally does when it's a fresh orange or fresh peel. Gosh, what's that other aroma in here? It is an interesting aroma. I can't, it's a little bit of a flowery, a little bit like of a desiccating flower. So if all orange wines were like this, I can get behind the category. This is probably the best orange wine I've ever had. And it's still unique. there's tannin, which is the first thing it's like you're having an identity crisis. What is going on here? Why has this got tannin? But it does. That's the skin fermentation, the extra extended skin fermentation, extended skin contact. God, I've been getting butchered tonight. Very apricot-y. Some like pineapple core. Definitely get some orange in there too. Some tangerine, mandarin, like I said, a little bit. Mostly apricot. This is good. I didn't think I would like an orange wine this much. This is by far my favorite. By leaps and bounds. This thing, and I don't think it's cheap. Which, of course, is what would happen here. That my favorite would be this expensive orange wine. But it's not sticker shock. I don't even remember what I paid. I'm not talking. It was it between 35 and 50? Probably. I think as it gets warmer, it'll evolve as well, but would you decant this because of the tannin? I don't know. The acidity is like medium plus, not high. If it was high, I think I'd even like it more. If I could make this wine better, I'd add more acidity. But there. It's making my mouth water. We've been getting used to the tannin now, but it's there. It makes the texture of the wine feel almost a little chewy for a copperish color. The apricot is huge. The predominant flavor on the palate, without a doubt. On the nose, it's a lot, but there's even some Meyer lemon now on the nose. I had a Meyer lemon yogurt earlier today, and I think that's exactly what, not exactly, some of the aroma is making me reminisce and think about that yogurt from earlier. This is fantastic. This is 4.5 out of 5. Really, in the orange wine category, this is a 5 out of 5. I'm just going to give this 5 out of 5 because this is definitely the best orange wine I have. I do have Grosvenor's Ribolla Gialla, and that's supposed to be one of the greats, but it's supposed to be very funky. At least so I read. I thought this was going to be super funky, but it is, but it's also, it's going to sound stupid, but still very much wine and not just this bizarro, smells like matchstick, barnyard, and then it tastes great. Like that Pasitico I had. As much as I enjoyed it, it smelled like a barnyard and matchstick. I really like this. Gosh, I cannot believe how much I like that. Well, this is why I explore wine. I never thought I'd see the day, to be honest. I kind of thought the category might have not have been for me. I'm glad I Corvined it, so I could enjoy this over some time. This is not an easy bottle to find. I struggled to find it, so as soon as I saw it, I snapped it up. I said, okay, enough waiting. And I wasn't even going to try it tonight. I just decided, I saw it in the refrigerator when I went back there. I said, you know what? How about a Corvin of this and see what it's like? And I'm glad I did. I know it's only a Wednesday night, but the very first orange one I ever had, second. The first one tastes like a sour beer from Austria. I did not like it. The second one I had was called a Vino, and the tannin was so intense that I couldn't really enjoy it. Now, having had a number of them, now I wonder if I would change my opinion on that. It's a little Brettanomyces in here. That's what it is. It's a little bit. It's not overwhelming Brett. If there's overwhelming Brett in a wine, I can't get behind it. I don't mind a little bit of Brettanomyces, the bacteria. This has a touch, enough to give it a little, I want to call it freshness, but just another layer of flavor. So, All right, what was it? Oh yeah, the Vino. I thought after that in the first one, I thought, okay, these are all like sour beers, which I don't really like anymore. I used to like the category for a very small period of time. I then started disliking the category. But that's what the first one reminded me of. The second one reminded me of a super tannic, very bizarre wine that I had to drink over 4 or 5 nights. Corvin. I couldn't really drink more than a glass. I could drink this wine. This wine is very drinkable, very delicious. It's like apricot juice, a little bit of, now I'm thinking about it, there's like peach in there too, a little peach nectar. I think it's the other component. Really just has a delicious factor, but like a alternative wine factor. And I know the orange wines is supposed to be an ancient style, but it's sort of become on vogue and trendy to a degree. I don't see orange wines everywhere, but now I'm starting to see some stores that prop it up. Orange natural, they'll put up a sign, orange and natural wines, and not a big area. The California Cab in California, or in the Pinot areas, are huge still. To go from that to the Riesling is very cool. 2 great wines here, but very, very different. I mean, I've had that Riesling 1,000 times, but each of these bottles, watching the bottle variation after drinking at least 2 cases of this stuff is also very interesting. Gosh, I haven't done a video in a while now. I've gone 16 minutes, but phenomenal wine. That's just my final thoughts on this. 5 out of 5. Best orange wine I've ever had. I'm going to Corbin the Grosvenor soon. That wine cost me about 100 plus, so I have a Grosvenor Merlot too. That was a lot of money, and just for a very unique expression. Grosvenor is, let's not get into Grosvenor tonight. Anyway, have a good night.